Hi, everyone. So I'm Mark. I'm co-founder and CTO here at Supermove. I lead the product and engineering teams. And I'm excited to talk to you today about how you can bring automation into your customer journey from the moment that customers come inbound on your website, all the way through the last document signed and payment collected. The goal is to truly set your company apart from your competition, leading to more referrals and 5-star reviews from your customers. Let's jump in. So I wanted to first start off here by talking through some poor customer experiences that might be happening today. Just a couple examples. One that I've heard from some customers is around their move requests. So sometimes you have a move request form on your website. You might get an inbound submission during the middle of the night, and you might not be able to respond until the next morning. By the time that you respond, that customer might have actually already contacted other moving companies and might have even already booked. Another example that could be happening for your customers is, your sales reps extremely busy, especially during peak season. They might be, with another customer doing a survey appointment. That could actually cause some delays in sending out your quotes and confirmations to potential other customers. A third example here, you might have a really excited customer who's excited about moving with your company. They submit their deposit, and then they actually might not know what the next step is in order to complete their booking for a few hours. And finally, sales reps, they might be out of office, they might be on vacation for a few days, and some of their leads and emails might not be responded to in a good amount of time, and so those leads may drop off. These are just a couple examples of some things that might be happening today, but there's a lot of different possibilities. The common thread among all of these is that there are limitations to what humans can do during the workday. If you think about what some of your best sales reps at your company are doing every single day and why their customers have the best experience, it's probably because they're on their phones and laptops at all hours of the day, responding and talking to potential customers, answering questions, sending quotes. Speed and consistency, as you've kind of heard a couple times throughout here, that's what really leads to that trust, and the trust leads to happier customers. And as you all know, happier customers leads to more customers, and more customers is what everyone wants. So let's enter into automations and see how that can help. Automations can help delight customers with instant responses. If you want to go to the next slide. So automations can delight your customers with instant responses. That's one of the primary use cases of what we've been seeing today. This can happen during the workday, but even more powerful is it can happen during the workday while your team is busy, or even throughout the night while they're asleep. We have an example here on the left. So that one that I brought up at the very beginning, you have that move request form. That submission comes in the middle of the night. Here's an automation that you can set up that responds instantly to that customer with the next step by email. You can also do it by text message. And as Amanda mentioned, all of these are configurable on Supermove. You can set up different email templates to send based on which type of move is coming in. You can personalize the response with content that's been submitted by the customer. You can include their name, the locations, their move dates, etc. But all of this is to help, make sure that the customer has a really warm experience with your company, and the speed at which they can get that response really, really matters. In the next example, so I have, my example moving company here. Let's say I'm one that collects a deposit, and I also have a confirmation document that I want the customer to sign to fully book their move with me. So before automations, a deposit would have to be collected. I'd have to have, send the document over to them. I'd have to wait for them to sign it. When the customer submits, they have to also wait to hear about what the next steps are. So why do we need to have that wait? We can actually set up another automation example here on the right, which can provide those next steps to the customer pretty much instantaneously. So right when that confirmation is completed, you can send off that email. You can also set up different emails to send based upon whether or not we've collected that deposit. Maybe you have some that you don't collect a deposit for. You can send a totally different email if that suits your needs. All of this is configured through these project tags, which I believe Wanjin and Amanda both covered. They're very, very powerful for setting up configurations that are very specific to your business. Jumping into the next one here. So automations can also help notify your customers with really important information that they need to know about pre-move, during the move, and after the move. So one example that we'll go into here is the morning of the move. You can send a gentle reminder to your customers, letting them know important details about the move. You can include very custom, move details specific to that customer and that move, such as the start time, how many movers they should expect, the mover names if you really wanted to. And again, these templates are things that you can set up, and they can include job data, very specific to the move. And the really great part is you don't have to type it all out manually. It's all done automatically. You don't have to go through and look up everyone's names and include that in the text message. It just all happens for you. So for the customer standpoint, this automation really is a proactive one. It helps you notify your customers. It's a very gentle reminder, just a text message, and it delights your customers by letting them know what to expect over the next few hours. And finally, we have another text message template. Oops, if you go back one. This one is going to be used to send out a GPS tracking link, if you want, to your customers. It's very useful for sending out when the crews leave the warehouse, or you can even have it send out when they're within a specific distance to their origin location. It lets you notify the customers so they can actually track the truck the entire time throughout the move. And customers really get delighted, and they have this sort of peace of mind knowing that their items are on the truck, that the truck is on the way, that things are happening according to the schedule that you set out for them. So these are just a few examples of what automations can do. Automations can unlock a lot of different ways for you to interact with your customers. You can get really, really creative with this. And I think you heard a couple examples from Jacob and Matt from Matt's Moving. We at Supermove, so we supply you with those building blocks. There's a couple that are listed here. You can send emails, you can send text messages, you can create tasks, assign tags. You can even stop and delay things depending on different criteria. There's also some new building blocks that we've been creating, one of which that can send data and integrate with any other system through things like Zapier and all these other third parties. The Slack tool that Jacob mentioned is actually one of those examples. So he set it up to send a notification to Slack, and that automatically goes into their workspace. It's very, very specific to them, but it solves a really core need that they had. Customers like Matt's, they've taken these blocks, they've created custom automations, and that specifically are tailored to how they interact with their customers. And we at Supermove, we're continuously updating the system with new automations, new building blocks every single week to help you automate more and more of your business. The goal of these are to help you save costs, grow sales, and truly delight your customers. Thank you.